Daffy was a great operator. Operator till him come back later. Sly Mongoose, Sly Mongoose, don't know your name. Sly Mongoose, you are to blame. Mongoose sit down on Myers' wall. Sudden breeze blow him off. Boy, the policeman start to laugh at Sly Mongoose. Hey! Hey, Sly Mongoose, fall down. Fall down. Get up. Sly Mongoose, you are to blame. Sly Mongoose, don't know your name. Mongoose went in Miss Kelly's store. Take up one of she big red banana. Throw it down in the jawbone corner. Sly Mongoose, hey! Sly Mongoose, don't know your name. Sly Mongoose, you are to blame. Mongoose sit down on telegraph wire. Mongoose trousers catch a fire. Boy, they send for the Black Maria. Sly Mongoose, hey! Play that thing, man. Yeah! Sound good! Music sweet! Hey! Hey! Mommy! Mongo! Sly Mongoose, you are to blame. Sly Mongoose, don't know your name. Mongoose went in the palace theater. Set up said he was a great operator. Operator, tell him come back later. Sly Mongoose, hey! Sly Mongoose, yes man, you are the blame. Yes, Sly Mongoose, aye! Don't know your name. Hey! Mongoose sit down on Myers' wall. Sudden breeze blow him off. Boy, the policeman start to laugh at Sly Mongoose. Aye! Mongoose, you're crazy, boy. You're too slick. Sly Mongoose, don't know your name. Sly Mongoose, you are to blame. Mongoose sit down on Myers' wall. Sudden breeze blow him off. Boy, the policeman start to laugh at Sly Mongoose. Hey! Sly Mongoose, I tell ya, don't know your name. Sly Mongoose, you are to blame. Mongoose sit down on telegraph wire. Mongoose trousers catch a fire. Policeman send for the Black Maria. Sly Mongoose.
It's a sunny day at the beach last Monday. Everybody dancing, singing, having a party. It's about time we welcome our visitors, giving them a taste of our island music and culture. Island in the sun. They buy souvenirs down at the straw market. They take it home, my Lord, to remember. Island in the sun. Hey. Island in the sun. Having a party in the sun, yeah. Down in the sun. Having a party in the sun. My Bahamian girls, they singing their lullaby. Jump and dance, swing, play, wash it down on Bay Street. My Lord, it's a beauty down in the harbor. On a cruise ship bringing in our visitors. My island in the sun. Come on, yeah. My island in the sun. Having a party in the sun, yeah. Island in the sun. Having a party in the sun. Fell down at the Barker Place on Bay Street. It's so good to see my people making $1. My island in the sun. My Lord, it's a celebration by the bayside. Out on the dock where we go fishing. Our native dish, group of fingers and a snapper. But don't forget our roots and culture. My island in the sun. Come on. Down in the sun. Having a party in the sun. Come on. Island in the sun. My God, I remember those days in the 60s. Blind Faith was a great Calypsonian. He played his music for the poor and the wealthy. He was blind but he feed the hungry.
My island in the sun.
He played his banjo and began to solo. Everyone dancing, singing his calypso.
Come see Jerusalem.
Come on, hey. Play that guitar, man, yeah. We wanna play that guitar one time, yeah.
From island in the sun.
Having a party in the sun.
My island in the sun.
Having a party in the sun. Come on. Come on, come on. Oh, my island in the sun. Say, run, come see Jerusalem. Come on, yeah.
Island in the sun.
I wanna go back to remember.
Party in the sun.
Hey, 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 hey.
Island in the sun.
Come on, I wanna let somebody know this is my island in the sun. I wanna welcome New York to the land of the sea and sun. Come on, this is my island, hey, in the sun, babe. Yeah, I wanna let you know somebody gotta come on down and rock with me. I want to go, come on now. I wanna have some fun, baby. Come on down to some sunshine, let me stand up to see the sun. Come on, yeah.
I'm sitting here in Canada, thinking of the land of the sun, sand, and sea. I wanna go back to Nassau, right by the harbor, right by the sea. I'm gonna build me a castle on the beach. I'll watch all the children run and play in the sea. I won't stop the waves as they come rolling from the sea, coming to the beach to take my castle away from me. I wanna go back to the land of the sun, sand and sea. Oh, the island is for me. As I said in my cold dorm room, I think of peas and rice and guava duff, everything that's home. sun, sand, oh, and beautiful, beautiful sea. I'll always build my castle by the edge of the beach. I'm not afraid to let the tides roll on me and wash my castle. Oh, take it back into the sea. Move all these passions that surround me. Only if I were back in the land of the sun, sand, and sea. Only if I could swim in the most beautiful sea. Only if I could climb high up in the coconut tree. Only if I could sit by the fish fry and have a few drinks. Only if I could walk the botanical gardens and see. Only if I could drive slowly, cruising down East Street. Only
I have a dream where the powerful and the powerless will sit at the same table, where the haves will see the have-nots, not as burdens, but as brothers, where class will not divide us, but conviction will unite us. I have a dream that the oligarchs will remember we must all eat, that the brown-faced neo-colonialists will remember who they are and whose they are. I have a dream that fraternities will build beyond internal architecture into a national bond, that the walls of design will give way to the bridges of brotherhood, not a fraternity of symbol, but a brotherhood of substance. I have a dream that we remain focused, that we stay in our conviction and remain fearless, that we double down, fortified, to return this Bahamaland to the foundation.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is The Foundation with Howard Grant. Another beautiful day. Grateful to be in your company. Always grateful to jam with you. I'm glad to be in the land of the living and really being able to speak with you about where we are in this country and sort of the direction that we take. I'm excited about it. I'm excited about being able to talk to you about these particular things. And more specifically, I am truly excited about the opportunity to be able to talk to you about what we're doing here with the foundation. All right. You know that we've combined the foundation and what we're doing with the Realigner under an umbrella called Righteous Realignment. Right. So we're doing that. And we're excited, man. We're excited. Righteous Realignment Bahamas. It's really about being able to get to a righteous position. And I want to talk to you about some stuff, man. I really want to be able to talk to you about some stuff because my heart is heavy about some information that I heard. And sometimes these information that you get, they could be fallacy. They could be lies. It could be deceit. It could be a desire to be able to pull down your character pre or even post-death. You know, people have a tendency to be able to do as they please and kind of take that kind of a route. But I'm heavy, man. And maybe you didn't understand my rant the other day. Being able to talk about this sort of an idea that says you should stand in righteousness if this is what you claim you stand for. And in the event that you reject that, you should stand in your convictions for whatever you believe. We got to do better than this, man. We got to do better than this. I have been wrestling with some stuff. I think in due time and due season, we'll have an opportunity to be able to talk about it. A lot of things is rather fresh right now. And you won't forgive me for being able to speak my heart in a sensitive time. But this is where we are. Guys, it's a beautiful day. It is a gorgeous day. And I'm happy to be here living. I think we take for granted for the fact that you ain't going to be here too long. See our brothers and sisters passing away. I just read some information indicating that the ambassador, the South African ambassador to France has been found dead. I just read that information. And we know sort of the quarrelsome position that nations in Africa, countries in Africa, are displaying against France, being able to rebel. And I say rebel, not necessarily that this is out of line with what their intent is, but rebel against the traditions and find themselves standing in independence. And we're seeing a lot of that. We living in a serious time. Hey, listen, we living in a serious time when a person's going to have an opportunity to be able to recognize, I could do this. I could do this myself. I can do this. And taking on that course to do what they have to do, we live in a serious time. Guys, I want to talk a little politics today. I want you all to be able to get in there with me. Let's talk about this. I didn't understand that conversation that we had yesterday. Can I be honest with you? I know Rudy D and them are feeling different about it, and I believe that even if they could hear me or they're listening to what I'm saying, they'll say Howard will know in the very near future. Anton called a little after and being able to say to us about some speculations to indicate that we believe that this particular thing is going to happen. Suppose Minister join. We saw something this morning. I saw something this morning, and I can play it. I can play it from Guardian, right? I sent it over to my producer so my producer could see it. I play it from Guardian. He has taken on this kind of a course where he said, you know, I'm not wearing green. I'm not wearing red. I'm wearing pink. And so I sent that to my producer so he can be able to play that, so he can see that. And this is going to make for interesting politics in this season. Very interesting. Let me know when you got it. Very interesting politics is going to be in this season. I want to talk to you all today about the constituency of Golden Isles. I know that former member of parliament is not out of the, he is still here with us in terms of not being able to put him to rest just yet. And this may be a little early to have these conversations, but we get to talk about these things. The numbers are there if you want to be able to text in or call in and be able to find out more information. I'd love to hear you. 827-0111, 827-0111. But before we get into anything else, I can play this little something, and so you can be able to hear. Minutes this morning taking on this position as reporters continue to be able to press him to find out if he's done this or if he's done that, and what about this or what about that. This is going to make for interesting politics. And his steadfast posture and nature about being able to refute or refuse to say whether or not he's going independent is a peculiar thing to me. Is he going independent? Yes. But he can't say that. He can't say that. He can't tell you that he's going independent because he doesn't know what the future holds. And we've recognized that his relentless optimism in politics has placed him in this kind of position that in the event that the Free National Movement loses the next general election, and they've identified in the person of Michael Pintard to be a weak leader, incapable of being able to pull us to victory, then Minnis has another opportunity. But his language could never be a separatist language, a language that rejects and denies the Free National Movement. You say, I never forget that. Bishop Neil Ellis preaching one day, right? I used to go to Mount Tabor with him for years. And Bishop say, fella jump up there and called me his friend. I didn't know we his friend. He called me friend. You say we his friend. Minnis posture. That's Minnis posture. Minnis posture. You say I ain't a part of the F&M. I ain't never tell you that. This is going to make it very interesting political season for us to be able to look at. You say I must leave the F&M. I never tell you I want to leave the F&M. I was good here. I enjoy being here. You say, oh Lord. We can talk about that. You got it yet? So we can be able to put it up for you so you can be able to see that. Guys, and I want to talk to you about this kind of a structure. Now, after we talk about this at the forefront for Kalani and the constituencies involved in that particular process and the possibilities that can be able to come out of that, I want to be able to switch constituencies and look at Golden Isles. In my mind, this may be a challenge. This can be a challenge for the sitting government. And you don't want that air. There's sort of an idea that an unspoken referendum on the sitting government to be reflected in a constituency where we know your opponent wasn't going to win no how. The sitting member was not going to win. He knew that. We knew that. And the speculations indicated that he wasn't even going to go again. This may be too early to have this conversation, but we're talking politics. We can talk with it with clarity and understanding. We're talking politics, baby. We're looking at this. And we're looking at this and we're making the determination as to whether or not he is going to find himself on the side of victory if he was still with us. He's not. He wasn't. Not in a bad way. Not in a derogatory manner, not in a dissing manner, not in a being able to besmirch his character, none of that. It's just that the people of Golden Isles has indicated me. The people of Golden Isles has indicated to me it wasn't going with Vaughn. Before we get into that, let's take a little peek at this thing here with Dr. Minnis being able to talk about this.
Quality of life for the people dealing with the problems today as we speak here that they're facing. Not about red, not about green. Let's move beyond that. We're experiencing a disaster. Let's deal with the disaster.
So no chance of you wearing green next year?
Green, I wear pink. I wear pink. This is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And I advise the entire Bahamas to wear pink this month. In Kalani, we're organizing at the end of this month a pink walk for the Kalani residents to show our respect For the women, men have breasts also. And men also get breast cancer. Not as common, but we do.
So what color would you be wearing in November, December, January, February, March, April, May?
I will be representing the people, whatever the people want me to do. I will represent Kalani, and I will run in Kalani.
Are you running independent in Killarney?
I'm running in Kalani.
Independent?
I'm running in Kalani. However it's done, you will know. Because you will see Minnis' name on the ballot. And I've told my people as I go through, when you go to that poll, you look for Minnis. M-I-N-N-I-S. Many just say menace. It's not menace, it's Minnis. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Quality of life for being people dealing with the problems.
That's Dr. Hubert Alexander Minnis being able to talk to us about his pink. The month of August is the month that we recognize, identify, and being able to speak to with clarity breast cancer. And you know that he would have said that men get breast cancer also, not as much, but we want to be able to commemorate this and recognize the fact that we have this sort of an issue. And I like it. I like the fact that he's a doctor and he's bringing this stuff to the forefront for us to understand that we're doing. But he was elusive, evading the question, running this man, run from that question. He run. Minnis, you need to stop. You know exactly what we're asking you, Minnis. What are you going to do? Are you going to lead the DNA? That's the only thing that can make sense to me. Rudy and Derek came here and sat down with me and said a tremendous amount of nothing. And I tell you, I speak like this because there was an expectation. What? DNA getting back together? What? I want to know. The Tribune reached out to, because I told you I reached out to Branville. Branville say, Howard, that is pure foolishness. Literally, he texts that. Howard, pure foolishness. Pure. Not a semblance of clarity or even a whiff of possibility that exists in that. That is pure garbage. So Branville said, foolishness. And a lot of persons are speculating and being able to take this particular position, and they always like to take on this kind of a posture to talk about the fact that, you know, politicians has the responsibility of being able to be elusive, evading the question, and they're always trying to be able to deter you with one thing or another. This is the story today in the Tribune. I'm going to read a little piece of this so you can be able to see exactly what's what and what we're dealing with here in the country. Former Democratic and National Alliance leader Branville McCartney, this is the Tribune, yesterday rejected the claims that he and the former Prime Minister, Dr. Hubert Minnis, plan to lead the party, blasting the rumor as pure political mischief. Eat that me foolishness. Just a little bit more articulate for these people. Praise God. Pure, still stay with the pure political mischief. This comment came after the photo circulated on social media suggesting that Dr. Minnis would be leading Mr. McCartney, deputy leader, and Desmond Bannister, party chairman. Speculations that the Prime Minister, Philip Brave Davis, said showed democracy is alive and well. I sure the Prime Minister know that's foolishness also, but anyway, we can see, right? So he says, Mr. McCartney said that he was surprised as anyone to see the rumors and stressed that he has no plans to return to politics. But I'm going to use my boy, and I love you. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Maybe because I don't want to believe it. It's just me. Maybe because I believe that you have something significant to offer. Maybe because you are the only person who I believe that I'd like to run with to make some things happen. It's just shooting straight. I tell him that every time I see him. If he rolling, I roll and call me. Let's go. Bramwell is my man, 100 grand. Talk to me. He's my guy. I ain't getting against him. But if he rolling, be rolling. You need a good German. You need someone who could be able to articulate. Talk to me. I can't even get no amen. But not for this garbage would come to me yesterday. I mean, I just said, let's shoot straight with you and tell you the truth. You can't, that got to be pure foolishness. You can't have no affiliation with that. Because if you need it, you would have called me long time. And I ain't never get no call. You would have called. Howard, what's up? Everything cool? What's up? I ain't got no call. I knew this is garbage. I tell you, I was changing my tire. And Rudy says to me, at the end of the month, we're going to be doing something. I said, okay. Now, you know, people just talk. You wait for this to see whether or not it's going to come to the forefront with anything. And I really waited yesterday to see who are the players behind the scene? Who are the financiers? Are you going to be prepared? Do you have any persons that, are you laid out? What you got? Do you have a headquarters? What are you doing? Do you fortify the Constitution? How are you going to do that? Who are you looking at as leader? Nothing. I couldn't get anything yesterday. Nothing. I couldn't get anything yesterday. And I didn't want to show my frustration. It's just, when you come to play in this kind of this is the deep end. It's in a kiddie pool no more. It's in a casual conversation whether or not you want to be the president of your key club or your junior achievers in school. This isn't trying to be able to make a determination as to what elective that you're going to take based upon the popular persons in that, or whether or not you should go and do technical drawing. This isn't that. This isn't whether or not even in your church who's going to lead the youth ministry and how we get. This is the deep end. This national leadership. This is a concept, an idea for tomorrow. This is an idea to be able to take us beyond the point that we are to ensure that we can move towards the place that God has called us to be. We need leadership. We need a visionary. We need someone with passion, purpose, determination, focus, and commitment. We need this. We look at. And so I wait with bated breath. And I listen attentively. And I hear nothing. I'm waiting for Jesus to tell me, this is it. This is it. And Jesus didn't even show up. This can't be it. What's going on here? What's this here? They got to talk about this. So Bramwell goes on to say, I'm out of politics. I've been out of politics for some time now. I too am out of politics. But I'll punch my card when hey, Jesus. I can't even get no amen. I will punch my card for the right team at the right time. Oh yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. What? Me and my wife gonna have to row if she ain't into that. I will punch my card for the right team at the right time. This ain't it. He says, I've been out of politics for a time. He told the Tribune, he said, I don't have any type of political ambitions at this stage. See that? That's all I needed. All I needed is a glimmer of hope. You didn't punctuate that with finality, indefinitely. You said, at this stage, yeah, but my God, well, praise God. We know that stages is change. We know that we go from glory to glory. So in due time and due season, that may change. We ain't gonna fight you. All right, he says, it's just really wanting to see what is best. This is him taking on that kind of position. He says, he just want to be able to see what is best. And then he says that no matter what the party is, what is best for the country. I agree with him. That's been my heart. He goes on, he says, Mr. Davis asked about the rumor. Credited his administration with putting the country in such a strong position that everyone wants to be in his spot. Hey, I love up a Brave Davis, you know. Listen. The way you could be able to spin this and make it seem like, yeah, I must be doing a good job. You all want my job bad. Because if we were in a terrible spot, you wouldn't want this job. but you want my job bad. That's why I laugh at this, right? And then he talked about this. He's smirking. He said that it would be for the Bahamian people to decide, whilst expressing confidence that the PLP, Progressive Liberal Party, will win a second term. Deputy Prime Minister Chester Cooper added that the PLP would not be distracted by fringe parties, noting that the government remains focused on re-election. Deputy Prime Minister Chester Cooper added that and he actually gone on to these particular things and spoke to the fringe organizations. Mr. McCartney has long been supportive of Dr. Minnis, particularly as the former Prime Minister's status in the Free National Movement became uncertain. In March, Mr. McCartney said that the Free National Movement would be foolishness. See, I tell you, going back to the foolishness. You're going back to foolish. The Free National Movement would be foolish not to let Dr. Minnis run on its ticket, urging members to put aside the personal differences to strengthen their chances at the poll. In April, Free National Movement leader Michael Pintard confirmed that Dr. Minnis would not be nominated in Killarney. The party later ratified Senator Barnett Ellis as a candidate in the seat for Dr. Minnis that Dr. Minnis has long held. This makes for great opportunity to have good conversations. That's what this is. For me, this is a great opportunity to have good conversations. At the forefront, behind the microphone, being able to identify these things and have a conversation like that is great. However, this is a travesty for the country. And more importantly, it's a travesty for the Free National Movement. I can't tell you that I agree with everything that Dr. Minnis did. I cannot tell you that. I can't tell you that. I can tell you in retrospect. I can tell you that looking back, that Dr. Minnis was just what the Free National Movement needed. I can tell you that in retrospect. I can tell you the indifference that exists in the country about what he should have done, why he didn't do this, and so forth. These are easy conversations to have. But if we look at the Free National Movement now, and then I just want to exclude Michael Pintard from this position of leadership. I want to exclude him from the conversation about the Free National Movement being wayward because he's at the helm. I don't think that that's happening. Michael Pintard, for whatever reason, we could speculate all day about what the core reason is. Michael Pintard has not asserted himself as a leader in the Free National Movement. He's taken on the position. He's meandered in this kind of a space and not necessarily asserted his authority and position. He has heard the speculations from the oligarchs saying that we're not going to support. Because I heard it. I'm not in the party. And if this is smoke, then the fire ain't far. Even if this ain't the finality, and this is not the accuracy of what was said about Michael Pintard, and this smoke has drifted out through the cracks of the Free National Movement's tight armor in terms of being, it ain't really tight, right? It drifted out, and that smoke has hit the community and hit the constituencies and hit the country. And we could sit here and speculate about what's happening inside the Free National Movement and information that's coming out and so forth and so on. If the smoke hit us, then the fire ain't far, baby. That's just what it is. If the smoke hit us, then the fire ain't far. And historically, we would have been able to identify that in the Free National Movement. And only because, not necessarily because of Michael Pintard's character, because I think he's a superb guy. I really do. I really do. I think he's impassioned. I think he's always been focused. I think he's committed. I think in his heart, he knew that he wanted to be a part of national leadership for a very long time. And as a result of that, this is what he's done. He found himself in service in one capacity or another. I think it's a wonderful thing. However, it don't matter how you feel about this. It don't matter how much you deny the elephant in the room, the neon elephant pulsating with red eyes in the corner of the room. And you keep trying to avert your eyes. You keep trying to look the other way as though you don't see that. You know that there is an issue in the Free National Movement, and the issue is not Michael Pintard. And some would say that the issue could possibly be the chairman, but that's not what the issue is. The issue is that yesterday making decisions for tomorrow, leaving out the elements that shift today. Michael Pintard represents today. Yesterday, in the Free National Movement, the mindset, the spirit, the challenges that existed yesterday have superseded now and making decisions for tomorrow. So you take no elements of understanding what's happening now, what's going on now, what's the appetite now, what's the charge in the environment now. Yesterday, the totalitarian that existed in that particular space, the idea that this authoritative position of what yesterday meant in the Free National Movement apparently has superseded the present and gone into the future, predicting, hoping, and manipulating to try to get you to support their idea of what the Free National Movement should be. I so sick and tired of y'all. I sick and tired of talking about this. Because all y'all want to lie to yourself. You think it's okay. You think it's okay. Every single one of us that listening to me right now one day had to make a decision to leave our damn mother and father house. And mommy and daddy can't run two house. You live there, I live here. How you gonna tell me what to do in my damn house? How you gonna do that? But you all in the F&M are okay with that. Well, you know, we could have never had nothing if it wasn't for yesterday. Let's give yesterday another try. We could hold hands with today and still, how that could work, man. We are only supposed to learn from yesterday. We have the responsibility of being able to take on our own challenges today. We have the responsibility of being able to identify now the challenges of today. And take them on and shape the future. How you gonna skip a whole generation to get back to how things used to be? And you're content with that. No one could see this. No one could see this. I don't understand how we could be the walking blind. And as soon as someone say it, they are the devil. They the devil. That's worse than when I used to drink the milk in the fridge. Well, my mother used to buy the gallon of milk. We used to like cornflakes and things like that. The Tri-Fun pack. Cornflakes, then the Tri-Fun pack. You know, Frosted Flakes and all these things like that. But we get to the Tri-Fun pack as in the 90s. And Mommy used to buy a gallon of milk. Me and my brothers would tear that down to the ground. Woo! Every day we come home, corn pops and Fruit Loops and Apple Jacks or whatever. Me and my brothers used to tear that down. But then when that little piece of milk come, that little bit right there at the bottom, nobody touched the milk no more. Because whoever touched that, drink all. Don't matter if I had 4, don't matter if he had 7. Whoever touched the last bit, drink all. That's the concept that you're playing with. That's the concept that you're dealing with. You're more concerned about this last interaction, last encounter. We got to do better than this, man. We got to do better than this. I'm sick and tired of having a conversation about the Free National Movement. I'm sick and tired of looking at the Free National Movement and watching y'all move robotically in a generation ago. Politically, it's been one generation displaced. Politically, we've been one generation displaced. and you're sitting down here and you are genuflecting, not to the wisdom that exists there, to the demand to do these particular things. Why the hell would I be a part of that? Why would anybody be a part of that? You're mad at me. You're mad at me. You don't want me to say that. You don't want me to say that. I'm sick and tired of that. I'm sick and tired of that, man. You know, men need to have balls, man. You don't need to know, man. You got it. I'm sick and tired of it. As a 16, 17-year-old, I could tell my daddy, look here, I gone, and I can go and find my own way. As a 16, 17-year-old, I tell my daddy, listen, I gone, and I can find my own way. And he said, listen, keep me informed of what you're doing. He didn't stop me. I gone off to school, moved to Cuba, moved out of my father's house. I did all of these things. And yes, I go to my father for wisdom, but my daddy don't run my house. I go to him for interaction. I go to him he don't run my house. I run my house. That's what the authority in this particular position is. And I do not say that Michael Pintard doesn't have that strength to make a decision. I don't care what no one says. See, I'm no longer on other people's platform who have an affiliation one way or another. I'm no longer on your space. I ain't in your space and I ain't in your business. But I'm sick or tired of looking at this. I'm tired of this. It seems like these are a bunch of men with no balls. Can I say it like that? It's okay? Is it fine that we talk like this? Is it fine that we talk like this? You have to have a backbone at least. A vertebrae. To stand strong and say this is what the expectations is for the party. This is the direction that we're going to go. What the hell y'all doing, man? What y'all doing, man? Y'all sadden me, man. My heart is heavy for y'all. Only because I had any affiliation with you, you know. Only because in the past, I dreamt about serving with you, you know. I promise you, I would wake up with excitement years and years ago to tell my wife I had a dream that I serve with the Free National Movement. I don't know what it was. I don't know what this means. I don't know. And we're talking about these things. We're talking about these things. And only in retrospect, I understood what the dream meant. This was in service. This was mutilation. Me. Sacrifice. I care enough to tell you these particular things. And I care enough to tell you that you suck. Not in a bad way, man. Not in your individual lives, not in your family life, not in your career, not in none of these things individually, but collectively as you come together, amalgamated, to make a decision to be able to push an organization forward. You're doing a horrible job. You're doing a horrible job. And if I was the head of a company or owners or shareholders of this particular things, I would demand you have not given a return on investment. You have not. You have not even caused there to become an excitement in the atmosphere and the environment about the possibility that you have come together. There hasn't been anything. You can't lean heavy on Hubert Ingram to take you into glory. I do not understand this, man. I do not understand this. How can you ask a man to give you a job? He give you a job, give you all these things, put you in a position, and then when you get there, you still fail. That's what has been happening. More specifically with Dwayne Sands. There's been an affiliation, this idea of being able to pull Dwayne Sands into the forefront. Hubert Ingram has been the mastermind to ensure that Dwayne Sands has always found an opportunity. Dwayne Sands get to the forefront, after he find himself to the forefront, then he get in after all of this, after all of what happened here, after your affiliation with Loretta, after your rejection of the Free National Movement, after your adoption of this particular idea to get the Star Party, after your desire to be able to be associated in a deputy capacity with Loretta, after all of these things, minutes take you in. Because of the influence and the position of Hubert Ingram and others who would have said, give him a chance. And they give you a chance. And the first thing you do, mess up. After all of this, the people give you a chance and you still mess up. I don't. Then they give you another chance. And another. Mother sick. This man get more chances. I don't understand. A genie wouldn't give you this much chances if you wish for more chances. I don't understand. Now, speculation about him going to Bamboo Town. I am so exhausted about looking at the politics that comes out of the Free National Movement. I'm exhausted. I'm no expert. I just have common sense in this country. I understand this country. You did not give Dion folks another chance. Okay? You didn't give Kendall Wright another chance. Okay? You didn't give Verne Grant another chance. Okay? You hightail and cut yourself from Kenneth Russell as soon as there was a possibility, when he deflected, when he had some iota of being able to stand for himself and say that this is something that his constituency needed. You cut yourself off from him. You cut ties. Okay? No one gets another chance. Maybe because he's your doctor? This man can't promise you eternal life. What y'all doing? I'm tired, man. I'm tired. Just looking at it. Just looking at the layout. Just looking at these particular things. And this is why the country is more eager to try to find out if Dr. Minnis is going to affiliate with a party that at least our heart was soft towards, which is the DNA. The DNA was able to do more in a short time as a result of rebellion, because that's what that was. There's no two ways about it. This was a rebellious position and a determined position, and I joined him in the fight. I joined Granville McCartney in this rebellious, determined position to reject Saul. Granville could have been the proverbial David. He had more than smooth stones. He had ammunition. Good people was jamming with him. And you get disappointed because at the first blow it in, hit the giant Goliath's head and take him out. Listen, we could chop Goliath at his ankle. We can get him. And as soon as he dropped, we take his head off. We can get him. You got more than one stone. You got an army. We can get him. This story can end with Goliath gone. But you give up, man. Now the country's looking and trying to figure out, is the DNA coming back? Is the DNA? You was able to attract great people. You attracted me. Wayne Monroe, who didn't want nothing to do with politics prior to that. You gotta forget that, eh? Rodney Butler. You forget these things, eh? These are excellent people, man, who would have served in many capacities throughout the country. This is what attracted people to the DNA. The idea, the passion. And then you let it fizz off. That's why they want to see if it can return. They want to see if it can return. Do you think it will return? Do you think this is a bunch of malarkey and Minnis and Granville taking us for a ride? Listen, Granville is my guy. He's my man, 100 grand. I didn't tell you that. He's my guy. I roll with him. If he say it's garbage, it's garbage. And I'll tell you when it ain't garbage no more, because they can call me. And tell him that. Call me. Yeah, man. Call me. This is garbage. Until it ain't garbage no more. We'll see. Let's take a quick break, guys, and get right back after this.
Quality of life for the people dealing with the problems today as we speak here that they're facing. Not about red, not about green. Let's move beyond that. We're experiencing a disaster. Let's deal with the disaster.
So no chance of you wearing green next year?
Green, I wear pink. I wear pink. This is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And I advise the entire Bahamas to wear pink this month. In Kalani, we're organizing at the end of this month a pink walk for the Kalani residents to show our respect for the women. Men have breasts also, and men also get breast cancer. Not as common, but we do.
So what color would you be wearing in November, December, January, February, March, April, May?
I will be representing the people, whatever the people want me to do. I will represent Kalani, and I will run in Kalani.
Are you running independent in Killarney?
I'm running in Kalani.
Independent?
I'm running in Kalani. However it's done, you will know, because you will see Minnis' name on the ballot. And I've told my people as I go through, when you go to that poll, you look for Minnis. M-I-N-N-I-S. Many just say menace. It's not menace, it's Minnis. Thank you very much.
Nassau, Bahamas, Alpha Sounds Promotions is celebrating 25 years of greatness.
Yes, 25 years of love and unity in the Bahamas.
And coming to celebrate with us is none other than Cass the Band.
Yes, Cass the Band.
Alongside Beijing sensation, Ruby. Our very own Nishi LS.
Fanshawn.
Wendy.
Lady E.
Sweet Emily.
Veronica Bishop.
Ancient Man.
Julian Believe and the Pawn Band.
And many more. Hosted by Natural Empress and yours truly, Giselle the Wasi One.
Saturday, November 8th at Breezes Grounds, Cable Beach. Gates open at 7 p.m.
Early bird tickets are just $75. VIP access for $150 with an open bar.
Get your tickets now online at BahamasAtickets.com, or you can get them at Big Boys Cafe, Plantation Bar and Grill, and Tropics on the Bay. Alpha Sounds, 25 years of greatness.
For more information, call 822-6863.
Saturday, November.
Saturday
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Foundation with Howard Grant, jamming with you, having a conversation, talking about these things. I am so sick of talking about the Free National Movement. And like, I don't want the party to be able to be dismantled and obliterated, and you know, I'm not trying to be able to pull down the party. It's just that I think that it's time for us to be able to be honest with ourselves. Listen, I can't keep looking in the mirror. Even if I buy a slim mirror, I am fat. I'm not going to look in the mirror and try to be able to tell you otherwise. And I'm not going to say, oh, I'm big boned. I'm not out here like a dinosaur. I know that I have regular bones and fat wrapped around the situation. I'm going to lie and say that. You start a conversation with me and tell me, carry my fat. Yeah, that's how you want to start the conversation. But there's some truths that all of us have to be able to confront. And I don't know. I mean, for me, it's the same thing about being able to call a man a woman. It's delusional. I could see that you were a man as your Adam's apple jump up and down your throat like a trampoline. I could see that you're a man. I could hear these particular things. I could see your shoulders, your structure. You are a man. And then you justify it through the lens of socially acceptable garbage. Right? Listen to me, man. It's time for us to be able to face truth and reality. It's just time for us to do that. It's time for us to be able to do that. I watched the Department of War in the United States of America being able to pull all its military persons from around the world and sort of had a coming together of the minds and the hearts of these particular persons, right? And when they did that, as a result of being able to have that kind of a conversation, one of the very first things they can do is say, hey, listen, the standards are going to be high now. Socially, persons were indifferent about it and feel like there was sort of this line being created and emboldened that spoke to segregation. But socially acceptable foolishness, man. Socially acceptable foolishness. We've done too much of it. I'm looking for the thing for you right now with the Defense of War, the Department of War. The Department of War in the United States of America, most recently they had this kind of a thing. I was watching it on the Daily Mail. And I thought this was AI because this guy, it was wild. And he was taking on this kind of position. It was wild that he would take on this kind of a posture and being able to do these things. But all he did was being able to look at the forefront and say, this is the issues. We can no longer create a standard and then a substandard for everyone else. We can no longer create a standard for persons to be able to follow and move in this particular direction and say, but for the weaker ones, we'll allow you in with this particular thing. Yeah, we can no longer do that. This is his position. We can no longer justify that if you're white, black, brown, green, pink, if you don't have the capability, you don't get access. That's just what it is. We can no longer say, well, if you're a woman and you're not that strong, we're going to give you this. We can no longer do that. If you can't meet the mark, then forget about it. Simultaneously, I saw a clip with Venezuela being able to prepare for war and taking its citizens, a regiment of citizens in a 3-day war path, being able to prepare them, make them to understand what war was, make them to understand in preparation how to do these things. Whilst in the Caribbean region, in the Caribbean seas, we're watching boats blow up, catch a fire, blow up, whatever they're doing. And the speculations that these are drug boats. And so Venezuela is preparing for war. preparing its citizens, women over 250 pounds, 300 pounds, are doing drills. This is what's happening. Go and look. I don't know what you're doing on your phone. You're watching them saying, what's the song? Backshot time, Mr. Backshot time. Is that what you're doing? I don't know what you're doing. And watching all the kids with the gold teeth and the big, I don't know. It's entertaining. And if you want to be entertained, then do your thing. But if you want to be informed, there is access to information right here. And you could know exactly what's going on in the country, in the world, in preparation to be able to move ourselves in a particular manner in this country. Talk to me. We out here playing, man. I just want to be able to have a clear conversation with you with transparency and open-heartedness and let you understand that we for too long have averted our eyes. We've turned away from the calamity that exists in our organizations. In 2017, the PLP recognized that they could no longer find success on the path that they were trotting. And so they made modifications. They got blown out. Blown out. But they stayed together. They didn't cry and moan and weep and, they didn't. They say, okay, what are we going to do? All right, let's fortify the Constitution. All right, let's make modifications to this. All right, let's create a standard that everybody can be able to always be held to this particular standard. They had Sabas in the building. Multi-millionaire. Whilst rejection on the other side of Leslie Miller saying that, you think an old man like me, I can do that? Yeah. If you're not willing to comply, then you have to step back. Because no man, and I think that's what the PLP has shown us over the past 6 years or so. No man is bigger than the parties. It was 8 years, from 2017. No one man is bigger than the organization. And they have stuck to their guns. Whether that is the possibility of Charles Seeley being able to come to the forefront, who said that he sat in these meetings also. Whether that is the possibility of Clint Watson, who would work with the organization in the office of the Prime Minister, and everyone knows him around the country. Whether that had been Bastian, and his particular capacity after all the rumors that continue to be able to float about the idea that he wants to be able to enter frontline politics. So your money means nothing here. Get in the line. Standard. Freedom National Movement had 4 people in one constituency. And the last one in was the one to be identified. And the 3 that was in there prior, working their guts out on the field, superseded. For the speculation that this idea came from North Abaco, former minister. Oh, Jesus, y'all just want me to lie. You want me to sit here and lie. You want me to act like these things don't happen. You want me to act like though that there was an influential voice in the choosing of Southern Central. Eleuthera. That's what you want me to do. That's what you want me to do. You want me to act as though that the choice that went to South Beach and the supersession that existed in this space, despite the persons who would have been committed and working in that constituency for the Free National Movement prior, was a natural thing that happened, that there was no supersession, that there was no authoritative position taken to say that this is what's going to happen. That's what you want me to believe. You want me to believe this. You want to sit there and believe that this has no influence. How can I do that, man? How can I do that? How can I do that? Come on, man. A zebra don't change its stripes. This is what exists in this particular space. I don't care how much mud and shoe polish and dye you put over that. The stripes still exist under there. And that's what this is. This is what coming out of their flesh in this particular manner. This is what it is. We're going to have a very clear conversation. The Free National Movement has to be able to create a standard that no man is bigger than this standard. And the PLP has done a tremendous job in being able to create an environment that there is succession. I listened to Charles Seeley the other night. And I said, what the hell is this man talking about? Charles, I'd like you to be able to come and sit with me. Charles Seeley, articulate, poised, successful in his own right, in many ways known throughout the country, has worked in various capacities in organizations that he helped mold and build and shape to a level of professionalism. He's done a wonderful job. And I listened to him start to talk about the fact that he desired to serve. Did I save that? I listened to him talk about his desire to serve and his desire to be able to learn more about this process and how he can be able to move forward in these things. And then he said he decided to be able to sit in with the Progressive Liberal Party. And there was already speculations of persons saying that he can do this and he can do that. And all he did was sit in. That's what he wanted to do. He wanted to sit in to find out more about the service that they rendered in this particular area. That's what he did. He said he went to a couple sessions, and after he sat there, he looked around and he realized, in so many words I surmise what he says, he realized that there was a tremendous amount of persons prepared to serve the Progressive Liberal Party that has been there forever. For years. Now, I don't know whether or not he surmised that they were talented, that they were capable. I know that they were necessary, they might have been vocal and starting to be able to talk about their desires, aspirations, ideas, and hopes to be able to lend support to their organization in a particular capacity. But that's not their decision to make. And you don't just walk into the PLP headquarters, sit down, and for them, you get invited. I'd keep trying to explain this to people. This ain't how politics is work. Politics don't work where you jump up with a desire to serve and show up. These fellas asked me to be a part of the lodge one day. My granddaddy told me never to mess with the lodge. He was a 33-degree Mason before he passed away. He told me never to mess with the lodge. He told me that. I promise you. He used to have a little black briefcase. In the briefcase, you would see he had his top hat, and he had like this instructional guide of how to be able to do certain handshakes. This was in the book when I was a little boy, 11, something like that. And I gone in his box, put on his top hat. You could see me going to my 12th grade prom in my grandfather's top hat. Pop it out and put it on. But I found the top hat when I was 11. And I found this book that showed you various handshakes and how to do the handshake. And it would show you, if you couldn't read, it gave you pictures step by step to show you how to do these things. And so I found this book. And then I went and I learned how to do a particular handshake. And then I went to my grandfather and I shook his hand. 11, 12, something like that. And my grandfather is a loving, sweet, decent man. I love him so bad. I miss him so bad. He said, "What the hell you doing, boy?" God damn it. All my cousins know. As I say that, they know exactly what I'm saying, right? He said, "Where the hell you learn this?" I said, "In your briefcase." don't you ever in your beep, beep, beep. He tell me, don't you ever. Then a little while later, he came to me. He said, listen, baby. He's got me, baby. Big me, baby. Straight through. What's up, baby? Come kiss me up. I love my granddad. This is my mother's father. Pa boy, right? He come kiss me up. He said, listen, baby. Don't you ever with that. I said, what you talking about, Pa? He said, never in your life ever with that. That's what you mean. Don't you ever bother with that. You don't have to go into that, baby. Years later, I was invited. You don't get into the lodge without an invitation. I'll tell you the whole story to make you understand something. You don't get into the lodge without an invitation. I don't know nothing about all them other things. I tell you, I don't know. You listen to what I'm saying. I don't know nothing. We can leave it like that. My grandfather told me never to do it. Never to do it. He's dead and gone. Dead and gone. Died in 2009. And I have been given several invitations to various lodges. I still have the application form signed by, oh Lord, I can forget what they call it. I'm telling you the truth. You don't get into certain spaces without an invitation. When I listen to Charles Seeley and to talk about what he saw when he got in this space and rejecting his talent and the fact that he was invited in this space, I think he missed an opportunity. Yeah. Joseph wasn't his father's first child. Despite what the traditions of an environment will actually indicate to you, there is divinity that supersedes that. And to step into a particular position of authority. Joseph was the one who had the dreams. David, one of the last children, was the one who was blessed. Let's be very clear about these things. Let's be clear about these things. Let's be clear about this. When you are called, answer. Samuel. When you are called, answer the call. Don't reject it for what you see with your eyes, because that could be able to delude you. It's elusive. You don't know. Don't reject this for what you see with your eyes. You know what you hear. There is a calling. Follow that. Follow that. I want to be straight with you and say these particular things. There's some people who've placed themselves in position in this country who have never been called. They have no vision. They have no heart. They have no passion. They continue to be able to line their pockets and grease their bellies. But there is a righteous element that is arising in this country. You got to be able to take on them. You got to do that now. Do it. And do it the right way. Charles Seeley, we would love to see you in service to this country. This country needs you. And men like you. With passion, with determination, with standards, with structure, with finesse, articulation, with poise, with preparation, with experience, with exposure, and with an understanding of how to be able to execute in an organization to get to an objective of growth and development. Not a fanatic for politics, for politics from a political standpoint. We don't know you as a PLP. We don't know you as an FNM. But if you decide to serve in this country under any banner, we know that we will get quality out of you. And that's all any of us want. We want quality. We don't want a quickie. Oh, Jesus, I just want to be decent with you. There's more to be done in this country. And we want you to be a part of that. There's more to be done in this country, Brownsville, and we want you to be a part of that. There's more to be done in this country. Now, if you're coming in here to stuff your pockets, if you're coming in here to be able to make sure you get straight, you might as well stay where you is. And be like Bernie Madoff and go thief from rich people, if that's what you just do. Go look for somebody who got it to thief from them. Don't thief from us, we ain't got it. No, you can go to a different type of hell if you thief from us. We ain't got it. Collectively. But if you're coming to assist us to get to a better space, you're invited. And all of us, FNM, PLP, DNA, COI, and Indifferent, we invite you to serve. Please, reconsider Brownsville, reconsider Charles, reconsider, and serve this country with passion, with determination, with focus, with commitment. We believe you could do it. We believe that you've been called to something greater. And we'd like to see you jam with us as we go into the future. Let's take this next commercial break, guys. Going to be right back after this.
Nassau, Bahamas, Alpha Sounds Promotions is celebrating 25 years of greatness.
Yes, 25 years of love and unity in the Bahamas.
And coming to celebrate with us is none other than Cast the Band.
Yes, Cast the Band.
Alongside Beijing sensation, Ruby. Our very own Nishi LS.
Fanshawn.
Wendy.
Lady E.
Sweet Emily.
Veronica Bishop.
Ancient Man.
Julian Believe and the Pawn Band.
And many more. Hosted by Natural Empress and yours truly, Giselle the Wassy One.
Saturday, November 8th at Breezes Grounds, Cable Beach. Gates open at 7 p.m.
Early bird tickets are just $75. VIP access for $150 with an open bar.
Get your tickets now online at BahamasAtickets.com, or you can get them at Big Boys Cafe, Plantation Bar and Grill, and Tropics on the Bay. Alpha Sounds, 25 years of greatness.
For more information, call 822-6863.
Saturday, November 8th. Miss it? You matter what.
When I'm feeling under the weather, you just make me feel sweet.
Oh, listen to the bells, listen to them chime. Memories of the golden years of nursery rhymes. The teacher would say, children gather around, listen attentively. We're going to learn some nursery rhymes. You can sing along with me. Here we go. She said, Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jack fell down and broke his crown, and Jill came tumbling after. Now, Mary had a little lamb. Its fleece was white as snow. And everywhere Mary went, that lamb was sure to go. But wait, it followed her to school one day, which was against the rule. It made the children laugh and play just to see a lamb at school go. Old Mother Hubbard, she went to the cupboard to fetch her dog a bone. But when she got there, the cupboard was bare, and that poor dog, he had none. Now, rub-a-dub-dub, 3 men in the tub, and who do you think they be? The butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker,
Baba, black sheep, have you any wool? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 3 bags full. Now 1, 2, buckle my shoe. 3, 4, you got to shut the door. 5, 6, pick up sticks. 7, 8, then lay them straight. This old man, he played one. He played knick-knack on my thumb. With a knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone. This old man came rolling home. Go, go! Go, go, go! Yeah. Yeah, diddle, diddle. The cat and the fiddle. The cow jumped over the moon. The little dog laughed just to see such a sport. The dish ran away with the spoon. Now, Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses, all the king's men couldn't get Humpty Dumpty back together again. Now, hickory, dickory dock, the mouse ran up the clock.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. The foundation here jamming with you. Just being able to talk about national leadership and being able to do these things. And just letting you know my heart today, man. Come on, man. I could do that. I could do that. And if you want to help me do that, do that. See the number right down there, right over here, right there. Boom. Call me right there. 827-011 if that's what you want to do. Call me or text me or let me know. There's some people who I believe should serve in this country and who've rendered a level of service in this country and found success. And there's some people I believe that should serve in various capacities. I could believe that, and you can't fight me for that. You can't. Listen. You didn't try to fire me. You didn't try to kill me. You didn't do. Listen. I still got my convictions, my belief. That ain't going nowhere. This is what I see. This is what I believe. This is my country. This is my country. I could say that. I biggity with this country. This is my country. I born here. I don't care who's Turks Island or whatever they come from or half Haitian or that ain't got that. I born here. This is mine. And I want it for maturing. And I can tell you, I don't think you're ready for this kind of action. And you tell me. When I could put myself forward, you try to, oh, no. So why these fellas don't want me? Why they don't want me, Jesus? I feel like Will Smith in that episode with Uncle Phil. Why my dad don't want me? You remember that one? You remember that one when he was crying? You remember that one? And he hugged up Uncle Phil. So I feel about politics. I want you so bad, but you ain't want nothing to do with me. All right, then. I supposed to sit down here and cry all Jesus Day for that? No. And not because you don't want me, that don't mean I don't have service to render. And I could say that. I could say to you, I don't believe that Dwayne Sands is good for politics. I could say that to you. I didn't always have that sentiment. I supported him tremendously. I will never forget when Warren McCartney brought him on the show. After he would have rendered those sentiments about what needs to happen in the Public Hospital Authority, what needs to happen within the accident and emergency, what needs to happen within the country from a healthcare perspective, what needs to happen. Just talking, you know. He didn't have nothing, no aspirations, not at this point. And then he came on, he started to talk about this, and next thing you know, formality superseded him, took him over, washed over him, and he found himself in the Free National Movement. Out the gate, he lose in the by-election. And then he lose again in the general election. And then he win one time where he was fired from the cabinet for going to bury a dog in the middle of COVID. Standard that they set, he superseded the standard because, like my grandma say, oh, use Jesus Christ. So my grandma used to say, oh, you know everything. Use Jesus Christ. They set the standard. And then they superseded. So he get fired out the gate when he's trying to come out. Oh, we still love him. He said, well, try again, baby. You can get it again. And he gone back, get beat again. From what they was calling at the time, this white boy. Get beat twice. And then he won. Watch me. To become a minister, only to get fired. And then you say he didn't get fired. He resigned from the cabinet. He did the right thing based upon the Westminster system, so forth and so on. But, you know, I ain't going to leave my wife because I don't feel like I do something wrong. She got to tell me go. She got to say, sir, I'm sick and tired of you now. Carry your... And I still there. Then she got to give me an ultimatum. Listen, I'm about to call the police for you, or you could leave quietly. And I say, okay, baby, I can leave quietly. After he get fired from the cabinet, they kept him in this particular position. They gave him another opportunity to go up against JoBeth Colby, and he was defeated again. To now vie for the chairman of the organization. You see how much time this is? 1, 2, 3, 4 already. And then he's gone for the chairman of the organization. And I promise you, if it wasn't for intervention, some of these men would never be nowhere. Yeah. I promise you. If it wasn't for intervention, if it wasn't for the distribution of political collateral from one sack to another, to being able to put that collateral on the scales, yeah, to put that gold, that ore on the scales, to weight in the balance for you, you would have never been nowhere. And I don't only mean Dwayne Sands. There's a great deal of men in this country. You only know them under the banner of their political organization. You don't know them socially. They've never done nothing. And we look at this. We look at all these particular things and we say, wow, maybe you should do what you do best. I keep getting fired from jobs because of my mouth. I keep getting no, you're doing a lot, Ken. Mr. Ken. You're doing a lot. I look at the comments. I keep getting fired from my jobs because of my mouth. I keep trying to do the righteous thing and stand up and say, no, this wasn't supposed to be done. Well, this is the rules and regulations that govern this country. Well, this is the law. This shouldn't be done. Every time I open my flipping mouth, I get fired. Never do nothing. I'm a upstanding employee, top tier in what I do, award-winning employee, manager of the month, many suggestions and opportunities to be able to be promoted in the companies, been promoted with various companies. As soon as I open my mouth about inconsistencies I see, the problem ain't the inconsistency, the problem is me. Every single time. Every time I open my mouth, I get fired in these people, please. I could go job after job after job. I mean, working for formality. I get fired. When I just was trying to do the right thing, I get fired. Every flipping time. Gotta be decent with you. And then I say, you know something? I don't think I can fire myself, eh? Open up your own business, bang-a-lang. And there's some people who believe in your voice, believe in your position, believe in your conviction, believe in your posture, believe in your faith, believe in your drive. And they come put money behind you. They ain't get that you, hold on now, don't let nobody see me, eh? I'll invest, but I can do it from over here. Nobody see me, eh? All right, no problem. Because what for you, for you. But you have to know the thing that's in your hand, Moses. You got to know the elements that make up this rod that you carry. You have to know that. You have to know that. You have to know that. You. Not. I don't have to know that. You have to know that. You have to know where your passions is, where what is the thing that you do naturally that effortlessly, like you could do this in your sleep. You see this here with this microphone? Maybe you don't like me. Maybe you don't, I don't know. No. I do this thing naturally. I used to talk in my sleep. I'm sure I used to. If you ain't see my mouth moving, my brain getting 1,000,000 miles an hour. You have to know what's yours. It ain't a good idea to go to Bamboo Town. I can't get away, man, Jesus. It ain't no good idea for Dwayne Sands to go to Bamboo Town. Only way you could find a sense of victory if they send a nobody, if Patricia decide that she won't step down. If you're looking at this with the element to say that the speaker within the House of Assembly never really retains a particular position, I don't know. I have to dig that up. I don't know if Alvin Smith got in twice. I think he was only the speaker for one term. Major was only a speaker for one term. He didn't get back in. House and Mootring, he didn't get back in either. Now, if you're looking at the history and the rhythm of these particular things and say that speaker will not be returned, and you feel like this is where your chances exist, this don't favor you. We've already seen this. This don't favor you. I tell you the truth. This don't favor you. You can sit down there and hope to God that Patricia decide not to run, or if she run, that people don't like her. But listen, man. Patricia can beat you if she stay there. Because Bamboo Town is go with familiarity. And if Renwood show up, he can take votes from you also. You might as well stay in Elizabeth, get your cut hip, and then bow out gracefully. But, I mean, Jesus, how much cut hip you want? I used to get beaten when I was young. I promised God I ain't going to do this no more. After I didn't get cut hip once. How much? Once bitten, twice shy. You didn't get beat 1, 2. Jesus, how much time you can get beat? How much time you can get beat? I get beat on the people ticket. I get beat on the DNA ticket. All of us take a cut up for this country to get rid of Hubert Ingram. That's what we did. All of us take a cut up in this country to join Granville McCartney in the fight against Hubert Ingram. That's what we did. And Granville don't like when I say this, but he was successful. He may not have won government, which would have been nice, but we got rid of Hubert Ingram, which was the objective. Hello. Yeah, man. The people fire my mother and never even call her. And she's still around here smiling for the FNM. I don't understand. You must get too hard. Fire her. She never lose nothing. Take a whole constituency away from her. Never gave her an opportunity. Superseded her and put somebody else in the space. Never even called to consider her. Kendall the same way. You remember Kendall? They changed the Boundary Commission in 2012. They changed the boundaries in 2012 and cut out those 2 seats. After they cut the 2 seats out, they never gave the opportunity because they were the sitting government from 7 to 12. They were the government, the FNM was the sitting government. And they did not afford the opportunity for those particular persons. And my mother stood around here talking about FNM. And I'm trying to be forgiving like her. But the word of God tell me, forgive your brothers and sisters. I don't know whether or not if it's had anything to do with an organization. Yeah, man, I thought I could have helped. I say, man, listen to me. Fighting with this kind of an opportunity to be able to get back in there and prove them I could do this. I could do this. Guys, get on the ball, man. Understand where you is. Understand where your heart is. Understand where your service is. Understand the rod that you have in your hand, the talent that exists in that particular space, and recognize that some things just ain't for you. That's just what it is. I never liked fat girls. Not that there's something wrong with fat girls, but I always been fat. What 2 fat people can be? That don't make no sense. You got to know your fight, baby. You got to know your fight. I can't get no amen. You got to know your fight. We fighting over sandwiches. Who drink all the juice? What the hell is this? This is too much. Baby, I think you need to leave. This is the final straw. You ate my roast beef Subway sandwich. It's too much. Is this the kind of fight that you want to have? No, I need a woman who will say, I'm full. Do you want any of this? You got to know where you is. You got to know. You got to know what you up against. You up against a mammoth task, a likability challenge, and you keep going at it to get cut hip. Your legacy as people read over your casket or your urn, I don't know what you want. He was resilient. That's what they can say about you. Dr. Dwayne Sands was a man of great passion and determination, resilient in every way. He was determined to find himself in this space of victory. After being able to taste victory once, infatuated with it. I don't know what the hell they can say about you, but they're going to have to be able to mention the defeats that you had. And now we in the funeral ganking each other saying, Jesus Christ, I'm going to cut us this man. We in the funeral. Jesus, I didn't know he got beat again. I didn't know how much time he got beat. But then when it comes to your professional life, success after success after success after groundbreaking success, you have to know what in your hand. You have to know what in your hand. This thing costs you and the integrity. I'll never forget Damian Gomez. I will never forget Damian Gomez. Damian Gomez decided to be able to step back from an authoritative position in this country. And not because no one told him to step back. And not because he had issues in the cabinet. And not because PLP was had an issue with him. He recognized that something that he did, some conviction that he carried, was being troubled. And he recognized that the standard, the authority, the position that he held was not only being judged by people locally who didn't see anything wrong with this, but by his friends from an international perspective. And he understood that he's held to a higher standard. And there was an expectation for fraternity that didn't exist nowhere around here. For this fraternity. And he had to be able to hold that standard. Your credibility has been marred by politics. You have to know that, man. Politics put you before the courts. Politics made you a social target where they've been able to say you would have buried a people dog in a time that you've created these particular things. You have to know when to let go. Somebody type an amen. Just type me amen. I can't get an amen. You got to know, baby. You got to know when to let go. But you ain't want to let go. And you want Hubert Ingram gas you right up. Gas you right up. He's like that fella between, remember he's in primary school, right? And you get mad with people. We used to be at one point, we used to push our chest off. Oh, but you don't ever say nothing to me. And we touch people. We never, we ain't hitting you with the hands yet. But we got chest to chest and we poking them. We, shut up, boy. Who? Well, you ain't talking to me, boy. Your ma. Oh, your ma. Right? Poking our chest to chest. And then somebody in the midst of it all. Somebody come there with dust in their hand. Hot dust. Whoever touched the dust and hit it on the person, they start to fight. That's the instigator. That's all it says. This man in the interim that causes you to be able to reject your convictions, reject your position, reject your training, reject everything to get to a position that he envisions you in and that God never said that you were supposed to be in. Because your consultation has never come from divinity. It's come from proximity. From a position of desire and infatuation with man. And never a connection from the divine. And so you make these decisions, and every decision you make, every time you make it, you get beat. If I could tell you the story of how I open up these things and how I'm about to open up these other things, you would understand that Jesus Christ is waiting on me to stop liking man. I just want to be honest with you and tell you the truth. If I tell you how I open up this place and how people come bring me money when I didn't know what the hell was going on, and how my wife say, whatever you need, baby, we could do this, and how I got support from my friends, and even my producer called me. He didn't even know he called me as a part of God's plan. He said, let's go. I said, what? Everybody know I work in the Guardian, but everyone telling me, let's go, and they're giving me money, and I work in the Guardian. And my mouth, through divinity, got me fired in less than 30 days. We got paper, we got posts, we got podcasts, we got some other things in the works. Hold on. We got some other things in the work. We got support. We got partnership. We have investors. In less than 30 days, because God's blessing comes with no stress, with no worry, with no weight. His burden is light. There's divinity involved in these things. You have to know when God sets you up. If every time you set in something and you step in something, you losing, you have to know that the God ain't in this. And there is a plan for God life, for your life in God. You got to know that. But I can't fight you. I can't fight you, brother. Do your thing. Hail the King. I'm not going to fight you. When we get back here, we can talk about these things. I don't want to talk about the possibility of Menace joining the DNA. I didn't call him. I asked him, what you want to do? What you doing, Menace? Come sit with me. Okay, Howard. Now, I don't know when that can be, but he can come. If he don't come here, he'll come when I go to my next space. Because I'm moving on up also. Hey, glory to God. Yeah, man, we can make some announcements. As soon as we do what we have to do. Because I know some of y'all already didn't hear it. How would I hear you going up so? Yes. I will be going up so. Taking on a significant position. So if you don't see them here with me, because I doing this and that every day. If you don't see them here with me, you can see me over. You can see them over there. How would I get on your show? Let me think about it, and come back in 3 months. That's what you just do to me. I feel like Blue's Clues every time that happens. We're talking. We're talking. And we're jamming. I can take this last commercial break, guys. When we get back, we can have a quick conversation about the possibility and the prospects that exist in, because I don't want to bang on it too long, but the possibility and the prospects that live in, that exist in Golden Isles and what our expectations could be. Take this quick break, guys. Going to be right back after this.
Nassau, Bahamas, Alpha Sounds Promotions is celebrating 25 years of greatness.
Yes, 25 years of love and unity in the Bahamas.
And coming to celebrate with us is none other than Kes the Band.
Yes, Kes the Band.
Alongside Beijing sensation, Ruby. Our very own Nishi LS.
Transhawn.
Wendy.
Lady E.
Sweet Emily.
Veronica Bishop.
Ancient Man.
Julian Believe and the Pawn Band.
And many more. Hosted by Natural Empress and yours truly, Giselle the Wassy One.
Saturday, November 8th at Breezes Grounds, Cable Beach. Gates open at 7 p.m.
Early bird tickets are just $75. VIP access for $150 with an open bar.
Get your tickets now online at BahamasAtickets.com, or you can get them at Big Boys Cafe, Plantation Bar and Grill, and Tropics on the Bay. Alpha Sounds, 25 years of greatness.
For more information, call 822-6863.
Saturday, November 8th. Miss it, you matter what.
When I'm feeling under the weather, you just make me feel sweet.
High in the air and start to rock to the beat. So if my clothes are there and I twist up my hair, is the music, is the music. The sweat on my face while I keeping up the pace of the music, is the music. Hey! Music. Huh. Lots of people come to our islands. They come from the cold, they come from the snow. Oh, they come here for the culture, the Bahamian thing. They come to join the show. You know why? They see the colors, they hear the sound. They just can't help it. They get on down. They feel the music, they can't resist. They start to shake and whine. They start to move like this. So when they're making up their face and they whine in their waist, is the music, is the music. So when they out on the street and they rocking to the beat, is the music, is the music. Aye.
And we are back. Before we get out of here, just a quick reminder on our position. And we've been talking about this prospect and idea of being able to have. He can kill me right now. No, it's fine. It's gonna be okay. Don't worry about it. All right. We've been having this kind of a casual conversation about the possibility of being able to see those persons in the by-election. I know you want to be able to stretch this far and wide and have a good conversation about it, but the PLP is going to have a significant challenge with Brian Brown. Not because he's some phenomenal, articulate, insightful person that has the capability of being able to woo you and your wife and all the voters in your house with just a glance. No. He is a worker. He has been working his behind off for the past 8 years. From 2017. I think even from 2016. Maybe 19. Maybe 9 years. He has presented him. No. 2017. He would have worked the constituency as the general for Von Miller. And as a result of Von Miller's sort of separation from the Free National Movement, the Free National Movement gave Brian Brown an opportunity. Brian Brown took that opportunity to mount Kilimanjaro. I mean, this dude, he take it all the way to the top. He wasn't pretending with it. He committed to it. He was steadfast in it. He did everything as it relates to being able to present himself. He convinced people, and it was peculiar how people have always been able to approach Brian Brown and how they introduce him. Say, Brian Brown is a good guy. That's what they say. Say, Brian Brown is a good guy. He may have his challenges, but he's good. That's just every time. I don't know who these people do. Yeah, but Brian Brown has his challenges, but he's a good guy. That's what they say about him. The PLP has a hell of a challenge when it comes to being able to make a decision of who you're going to put against Brian Brown. Because if this by-election would read as a referendum, this is the wrong constituency it happened in. Talk to me. This is the wrong constituency it happened in. Guys, please like and share. If you're out there and you're watching and you're seeing these particular things, make sure you like and share. I'm watching. I got to be able to thank Stefan also for being able to do that. Like and share for what we're doing here on the foundation, right? The difficulty that you would have in the constituency of Golden Isles is the fact that Brian Brown has committed himself to service wholeheartedly. They gave him an opportunity and he never, ever relent. This Negro must see by the building. His constituency headquarters from the day they give him that was open. This man was in there from the get-go. You could schedule and set your watch to his appearance and rendering service in this particular space. Brian Brown is going to have that kind of a thing. Let's talk. I think we got a caller coming through. Let me see if I can hear them. Caller on the line. Anton, you just called me 1 minute before we finish. 1 minute before we finish. I guess I get to the juicy part when he was ready to go. There's a text is coming through that says, Howard, that's right. Brian needs to be encouraged. My first time voting for Brian in Bamboo Town. He's supposed to stay resilient. There's a text is coming through. All right. Let me see if I can answer this telephone call. Call on the line with this live. Go ahead.
Hey, good afternoon. How you doing? Howard, good afternoon. How you doing? Howard.
Hey, go ahead.
Good afternoon. How you doing?
Everything good? What's happening with you?
Okay. Right there, man. Good afternoon to the nation.
Hold on, let me
Listen.
see something, Antoine. I can't see. I don't know if you're coming through the mic. Oh, this one. Go ahead. Yeah, I can hear you now.
You can hear me now?
I can hear you now. Yeah. I had the wrong headphones on. Go ahead.
A pleasant good afternoon. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. What's happening with you?
Right there, man. And good afternoon to the nation. Listen, Howard. You just hit a beat just now that I had to come and address. Right?
Okay, let's talk about it.
You're talking about Golden House.
You're talking about Golden
Right?
House.
You see, the PLP can have a lot of trouble on that.
No, hold on.
Right?
No, wait. It ain't that you're going to have a lot of trouble down there because you don't have a candidate yet. So
Right.
whatever candidate you choose, that candidate have to be able to have likability beyond Brian Brown. Because if it has to do with work, they don't have enough time to work the ground. They don't have enough time to work the ground. I just want to be very clear. Brian Brown been working the ground, tilling the ground. He know when the trees is sprout. He know exactly where they are. He know all the next children who gonna be voting in the next election. He been working this ground. If this candidate, whoever this candidate is brand new to politics and being able to test their political strength and put their foot in the water for the very first time, they don't have enough time to work the ground, even if the entire cabinet of the Bahamas descends upon Golden Arts. You understand? Brian Brown has already captured the imagination of those people. It's going to be a difficult task to beat him unless you have someone like, drum roll.
Like who's that?
Watch it. Hold on. That's for dramatic effect. It's for dramatic effect. Let me do this, right? Unless you have someone like Michael Alcides.
Okay.
You're going to have a difficult time to being able to beat Brian Brown. See, Michael Alcides is familiar. He's articulate. He is a blue-eye boy, not just for the PLP. Bahamians want to see him strategically in a place, in a position. Now, this ain't me saying he should leave St. Barnabas, because that's also a risk that he would take. You understand? And so I have to be very clear about this particular position and speak with clarity that you have to get a familiar, strong opponent who knows the people in that particular constituency, who the people in that constituency would gravitate towards and afford him an opportunity, as opposed to being able to get a newcomer who now has to introduce himself to the cabinet. Because just like Kingsley, watch me, just like Kingsley, Kingsley is having issues in West Grand Bahama, and he ain't want me to say this, but this is the truth, because West Grand Bahama is telling me this. He's having issues in West Grand Bahama when he presents himself. When he was initially presented to the Bahamian people, it was by formality. It was by the cabinet of the Bahamas who gave him an opportunity to come down, who came down to West Grand Bahama and say, give him a chance. And the people in West Grand Bahama give him a chance.
That's for the record. Me and you did not just discuss it.
Of course we did.
Already forecasted in my view. What I saw would be the issues down there where Brother Kingsley is concerned versus that of a senior cabinet minister, now deceased, God rest his soul, Brother Obi Wilshcombe. So we had this in-depth discussion when you were in the other place. And we'll have this discussion again, I'm certain, when you go to the bigger place, to the biggest place. Right?
Well, I got a call last night, and so what we thought was going to be for the next 2 weeks had to push back. So we're going to do it on November 1st.
Okay.
Which is
all
okay.
Right. All right.
That's okay.
As long as there's no more pushback.
No, we can be okay.
That's my input.
Yeah. We get into
as long as there's no more pushback for Howard Grant.
Yeah. We go in where
bring Howard
only
Grant
the
out
sun.
and bring him on.
Only the sun covers the Bahamas better. Go ahead.
Bring the Bahamas.
Go ahead. Anton, so tell me, what are your thoughts? Do you think that this is going to be a challenge? Do you think that the PLP is going to be able to win lock, stock, and barrel against? Because you ain't going against the FNM, you're going against Brian Brown. I can be honest with you. If he was going against the FNM, this was an easy win. But
listen, Owen.
Let me hear.
Yeah. Let's bring this conversation down to a deeper notch, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ground level, right? Foundation,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Who does Brian Brown sit on the candidates list for?
I don't understand. I don't know.
Which political party?
The Free
Brian
National
Brown
Movement.
Pardon me?
The Free National Movement.
He represents the Free National Movement.
Yeah.
Can you separate Brian Brown from the Free National Movement?
Well, you and I can't, because we don't live in Kalani. I mean, I'm sorry, we don't live in
I'm
Golden
asking
Isles.
you. This politics, Howard.
No, I'm
This
saying
is
to you,
politics.
you and I as observers, I know, I used to live in Golden Isles, okay?
Let me ask it to you from another perspective, Howard. Dr. Hubert Minnis, the most honorable former prime minister, former leader of the Free National Movement, who led them to a miraculous victory. Is he the candidate for the FNM in Kalani?
No.
Can you separate him when you go to the polls on that ballot list?
From Kalani?
From the FNM. Can you separate him?
I don't know. I don't think so.
He will not be the candidate for the FNM on the ballot. So he's automatically, he's severed. They severed his entire body in half and cut him up in dices.
Yes.
You will not see him on the candidate, on the candidacy of the FNM when you go on.
That is absolutely correct. That is absolutely correct. That's absolutely correct. And I accept what you're saying.
You will see Michaela Barnett.
Right.
Ellis.
Right.
The same difference applies in Golden Isles, Howard. When you look at the ballot for the by-election, the impending by-election, for the FNM, who will you see, Howard?
Brian Brown.
He will continue working hard in Golden Isles.
If Brian Brown,
listen, Howard.
If you lose, forget the general election, eh? Tell him ratify somebody else.
No. I want to say something on that too. He will continue. Brian Brown will continue working hard for the FNM in Golden Isles, just as he did 2021 when Vaughn Miller, God rest his soul, former cabinet minister,
beat him,
came over to the Progressive Liberal Party
and beat him, and still beat him.
And gave him, I would really like to use the next word because we're on the internet, but I still got to govern myself.
Go ahead.
And gave him a whooping down there. He gave him a good whooping down there as the PLP candidate. You hear me, Howard?
Mm-hmm.
As the PLP candidate. And if it wasn't former cabinet minister Vaughn Miller, it would have been Michael Alcides who would have given him an even grander whooping.
Oh yeah, he would have
down there. After the people realized they should have never left Michael Alcides in the first place.
Is there any credibility to what I said before we get out of here? Do you see any value to what I said? He has worked. His guts
I am saying to you, Howard, he will continue working in the hot sun.
No. But let's talk. We accept that.
He will wait for second place. Is the point that I'm
okay,
making.
So we accept that. However, second place to who?
He will work like Dwayne Sands and Elizabeth.
No.
For second place.
I think
he is going in as the FNM candidate. The FNM candidate cannot do anything for the people of Golden Isles. Nothing. They can't move them ahead one notch. And they will not be able to move them ahead in the next general election. Because the PLP will secure that too.
We can shoot straight. Because it's after.
Purpose,
you didn't got me after two. You didn't got me after
Howard.
two. Let's speak with clarity now. Hold on. Hold on. Before you go. The member of parliament and cabinet minister that just passed away suddenly was a PLP. Has he done anything for those persons in Golden Isles?
he's done some things, Howard. However, I put the however in there. I put the caveat in there.
Okay, so the caveat says, because the information would have come to me, to come to you, and come to a great deal of us, that he wasn't going to win, no how, not in a bad way. I didn't want this to the man saying that. He wasn't going to win, and that is why there was murmurings associated with whether or not he should step down.
But Howard, we don't even have to have that. Hear me out, Howard. Let me just jump to the end of the conversation in that regard. That I still want please make that comment about the general election.
Anton, I got to go. This man ready to go. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Juxtaposing the result from the by-election, right? Howard, listen, we don't have to have that conversation with former Cabinet Minister Vaughn Miller if we're having an intelligent conversation with reference to the 2026 general elections. Why? He himself
stated that he wasn't going to run.
He himself,
yes.
You don't have to hear it from nobody else.
He himself stated that he wasn't going to run.
Expressed the wisdom and the timing, according to the Spirit of God, that he was going to focus on family. Therefore, Howard, that conversation goes nowhere. The next person who would have been coming up, Howard, that's the real conversation. That's the individual, Howard, who would have carried out the instructions in accordance. And Prime Minister Davis would have ensured, and still will ensure, because it still has to determine, still will ensure that whoever he places down there will perform exactly to his will. You hear me, Howard?
I like it.
Exactly to his will. Now, let me open the last part, which I asked me a couple of minutes ago. Well, you made a suggestion that if the Progressive Liberal Party loses the Golden Isles seat in the by-election, right? You suggested that we lose the general election. Why do you feel?
No. Anton, don't do that to me. Anton, let's be decent. I didn't say that. I said there is a sentiment associated with the fact associated with the fact that this by-election, especially before a general election,
in the country,
it is a referendum of sorts that speaks to what you could expect in the general election. And I said that this constituency is not, in my view, the constituency to identify whether or not there would be a shift from a general election standpoint simply because of the studious, relentless work of one man. He does not reflect the Free National Movement. He does not. His work ethics, commitment to community, and his service to the constituency of Golden Isles does not reflect what we've seen in the Free National Movement. It does not. And so to be able to identify this particular challenge or by-election as a referendum for the Free National Movement and the PLP, I don't think it's fair. I don't think it would be a good measure to say this is what our expectations could be.
What will be a referendum for the PLP, Howard, is not one seat. Not one seat out of 39. One seat out of 39, except we are talking about Cat Island, Rumkey, and San Salvador seat in a by-election. It will not be any kind of determining factor. No one seat, Howard, except Rumkey, Cat Island, San Salvador seat. And not in that order, because we know what the order is. That's the only seat in this country that can factually be a referendum on the Progressive Liberal Party's chances of winning at the next general election. And even that one seat, I was listening to your show. You said that the Progressive Liberal Party, and rightfully so, let me add, is not one man or one woman.
They're not.
It is an organization.
They've proven that the party is bigger than people.
Values made up of a grouping of people who are on one accord, one alignment. Right?
Now it hasn't always been like this. But since 2017, you've made tremendous leaps and bounds. This kind of a change. We have
to make some changes, Howard, because see, Howard, and even in that example, Howard, it demonstrates to you, even in our former leader and former two-time
my producer ready to go.
Champion.
My producer ready to go. He looking at me. He got to go make a school pickup.
Even in his loss, we still came behind Howard and got a 32 7 victory coming off of a 35-4 loss.
Accept.
So it only goes to show Howard, no one seat could be a referendum. It's an organization's efforts. And Howard, the work that the peer, listen man, you talking about Brian Brown? Nonsense. The work that the Progressive Liberal Party under the leadership of Philip Brave Davis has put in across this entire country, Family Islands and the capital included on Grand Bahama. That's the referendum on the Bahamian people that will determine what happens with the Progressive Liberal Party.
Next week.
What's happening? Is there any example? We are in for 10 to 15 years. So Brian Brown, he'll be working in the fields for the next 5 to 10 years.
So he'll never be a house Negro, is what you're saying. You can put him in the house.
He will be working in the fields for the next 5 to 10 years, Howard. The people ain't going
I thought this man looking at me, I got to go. Anton, I appreciate your telephone call. Ladies and gentlemen, next week, God Spare Our Lives, next week, Wednesday, I got a confirmation from the Minister of State in Economic Affairs, in the person of none other than Michael Alkides, who's going to be sitting with us. We can talk a little politics. We can talk a little this. We can talk about a little that. Yeah. These are my guys. They can come here, right? They know I'm decent. I've been decent. So we're going to be able to see him next week, God Spare Our Lives, and be able to make some things happen. I want to thank you guys so very kindly for being able to tune in with us today. It is a beautiful day. Grateful to be in your company. And we're going to see you tomorrow, God Spare Our Lives, right here on The Foundation.
I have a dream where the powerful and the powerless will sit at the same table, where the haves will see the have-nots, not as burdens, but as brothers, where class will not divide us, but conviction will unite us. I have a dream that the oligarchs will remember we must all eat, that the brown-faced neo-colonialists will remember who they are and whose they are. I have a dream that fraternities will build beyond internal architecture into a national bond, that the walls of design will give way to the bridges of brotherhood, not a fraternity of symbol, but a brotherhood of substance. I have a dream that we remain focused, that we stay in our conviction and remain fearless, that we double down, fortified, to return this Bahama land to the foundation.